When it comes to daycare, those on the left are forever clamoring for more, more, more. We need more daycare facilities, and we need more daycare spaces, and of course, we need more public funding for daycare. But when it comes to a daycare operation coming into a gentrified area of town where the progressives happen to reside, guess what, folks? Those lovable leftists don't want any of those stinking daycare kids in their neighborhood. Just wait till you hear this Toronto tale of progressive NIMBYism run amok. You know, the left usually hate NIMBYism, this idea of not in my backyard resistance. That's the sort of philosophy the deplorables embrace when it comes to, say, a safe injection site or a halfway house, because all citizens should be welcoming of such facilities into their hoods. It's all about caring and compassion, after all, even if one's property value is about to go into the dumpster. But here's the thing, what's good for the goose certainly isn't sauce for the gander, because just check out the ongoing controversy in the gentrified Toronto neighbourhood of Cabbagetown. Now, once upon a time, Cabbagetown was a rundown, slummy part of the city, hence its dubious name. But that's not the case anymore. In the last few decades, Cabbagetown has been revitalized and gentrified, and it tends to exist as a progressive haven, chock full of government workers and CBC types and hipsters. But now comes word that someone wants to convert her Cabbagetown house into a much-needed daycare facility, and whoa, hold those horses. Suddenly, the enlightened and entitled people of Cabbagetown are really going to town in terms of derailing this suddenly odious idea. Indeed, the same sort of chattering classes who clamor for more daycare, especially publicly funded daycare, are now instantly appalled that such a daycare facility might end up in their precious neighborhood. I mean, think of the traffic. Think of all those snot-nosed, noisy kids. Oh, the horror, the horror. The trials and tribulations of the Cabbagetown meltdown were recently chronicled in Hogtown's Bible for upscale progressives, Toronto Life, which featured an article chock full of Cabbagetowners expressing dismay and disdain for a proposed daycare in their corner of Emerald City. 50-year-old librarian Bill McCaskill had this to say, quote, "I'm not against the daycare," end quote. And yes, naturally, in the very next breath, Billy goes on to explain why he is against the daycare, quote, "I think the parking is a legitimate concern. Even if they put in 4 parking spaces to drop people off, everyone knows that come drop-off time, cars are going to block Sackville because to go around to Amelia is a bit of a pain," end quote. Oh my God. I mean, think of the planet, folks. All that extra carbon, I guess. Meanwhile, Christos Doulis is surely the runner-up for most jaw-dropping comment. He's a 47-year-old mining executive. He had this to say, quote, "This daycare is standard issue capitalism run amok," end quote. Did I mention Doulis is a mining executive and he's averse to capitalism? Really? What does he mine? Pixie dust and dilithium crystals? But surely the showstopper comment is found in a National Post story that was also chronicling the end times of Cabbagetown. One Barbara Hall had this to say, quote, "I could see major gridlock during rush hour times. It just seems like a massive change for the neighborhood," end quote. Wait a minute. This is surely not the Barbara Hall who used to serve as Toronto's uber progressive mayor. It can't be the Barbara Hall who served as the head of the Ontario Human Rights Commission. Oh, you bet your burqa it is. Yes, even this self-entitled Tsarina, who for decades has dined out on lecturing residents on how they should live their lives, is suddenly aghast at the idea of a daycare being established in her la-di-da neighborhood. Wow. As for the Aesopian moral of this story, folks, it's surely this. When it comes to the loony left, if there's one thing they truly excel at, it is their subscription to the philosophy of do as I say, not as I do. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. It seems that everyone wants to communicate by texting these days. The problem is, people just assume they can text any number and the text will be received. But what if the intended recipient never got that text? This can lead to bad customer relations and lost business. Now you can make any number a textable number. Introducing Unite's Text Me. Unite's Text Me allows you to receive text messages on your business number, even if it's an old-style landline. And you can even respond back to those texts. For more information, visit www.textmeanywhere.com. That's www.textmeanywhere.com, or simply text 877-864-8363.